So a couple weeks ago, King of Lightning made a video called "Can the Admirals One-Shot Current Luffy?" And he says some nonsensical stuff in his video. You guys can go watch it if you want to. But I wanted to make a video about this myself, and I want to scale some stuff and make logical assumptions to answer this question: Can the Admirals one-shot current Luffy? So if we actually look in the exact situation that Luffy was in, he was actually in a very frantic state of mind because he just believed that Kaido may have just killed his entire crew and something to do with that little girl dying. So he wasn't exactly in the best state of mind, right? And we know that you need to be in a calm state of mind to use observation haki. I think there's a very good chance Luffy was not using observation or future sight when Kaido speed blitzed him, when he did what he did. So we have to take that into account if the Admirals are going to be trying to essentially do something very similar to what Kaido did, right, in this situation. However, we do have a situation where, in my opinion, an Admiral level character has indeed speed blitzed someone around Luffy's level. If we go ahead and take a look at Marineford, we see that Marco is actually going and flying to Ace. He's trying to save him off the platform, and Sengoku and Garp are standing right next to Ace on both sides of him. So Garp is clearly in Marco's vision. Garp then proceeds to speed blitz at Marco, and Marco, there's even a little indication that Marco notices him, and Marco's just speed blitzed. He can't react to him. So Garp was in front of his eyes. We get an indication that he realizes that Garp is trying to attack him, and he does not react to it. So I think that this right here is an instance of an Admiral level character speed blitzing someone at the level, around the level of current Luffy. So I do indeed believe that the Admirals they do have that speed to be able to do that, at least if Luffy is in this very situation to where he's not using observation haki or future sight because he's in a frantic state of mind. Okay, so that's just some rough scaling of mine, me scaling old Garp to the current Admirals. I do think that they should be able to do it. Okay, I do think that the Admirals and old Garp are indeed relative in when it comes to overall physicals, more than likely. So now I guess it's just time to actually look at each Admiral individually and see what they can do, right? And come to a logical conclusion as to whether they should be able to one-shot Luffy, or at the very least in one attack. All right, so first let's take a look at Aokiji and see what he would try to do. So I think the move that Aokiji would try to use to one-shot Luffy is his move called Ice Time. Now, Ice Time is the move where he physically touches you and he freezes you. He freezes you from the inside, right? The outside as well, but he freezes your insides. And you can, this is essentially, it doesn't kill you if you dethaw fast enough, but it's a one-shotting move. It's the move that he used against Saul in Robin's flashback. It's the move that he used against Luffy back in his fight way back when. It's the move that he used against Jozu. And I think he may have used it on Robin as well. This is not the move that Aokiji used on Doflamingo, right? I think a lot of people get that confused. And what Aokiji did to Doflamingo, he was just a simple ice wave. He didn't touch his body at all. In the cases of with Jozu, Luffy, Robin, and Saul, Aokiji physically touches all of them. Okay, so and even the wiki backs this up. I know the wiki is technically fan edited and stuff, but even they say that yes, Ice Time is indeed when Aokiji touches you and he freezes you from the inside. So since I believe that Aokiji has the speed to be able to speed blitz current Luffy to touch him, yeah, I do think that he'd be able to one-shot him just like he did Jozu. Okay, so yeah, he would use Ice Time, and I think he would be able to do it. Okay, let's take a look at Kizaru now and see if he's able to one-shot Luffy. So, of course, if Kizaru shoots one laser beam at Luffy, yeah, no, that's not going to one-shot him, but let's just say one attack, and he'd do it in one attack. Now, the move that we're going to look at is Yasakani's Sacred Jewel, right? That's the one that he shot at Marco. If he does that, he should be able to one-shot Luffy, right? The only reason that King of Lightning had a very weird explanation for Marco, very strange. But to put it simply, the only reason Marco survived that is because he's a regenerating Phoenix, okay? Marco had his fruit activated already, and from what we've seen in the war, when Marco has his fruit activated already, he takes significantly less damage, or it's close to no damage at all. I mean, we see that when Kizaru blindsides Marco by shooting lasers into him, Marco coughs up and stuff, right? But then we see him later when he continues to run to Whitebeard, he activates his Devil Fruit powers and he starts healing, okay? And when he blocked Kizaru's attack to protect Whitebeard, his Devil Fruit powers were already activated, right? So if you actually look at Marco, I mean, there's a hole in his eye, there's like a hole in his gut, there's like a hole in each of his shoulders. If this attack hits Luffy, he's not surviving that, okay? He's gonna have a hole in his eye, his gut, both of his shoulders. He is either getting knocked out or he's dying from this, okay? The reason Marco survived is because he's a regenerating phoenix. Like, his fruit is literally tanking stuff and continuing on. So yeah, I do think Kizaru with this attack can one-shot Luffy currently. This is also assuming that Marco and Luffy have similar haki and durability. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say, because they are around the same level. Even if you want to argue Luffy might be a little bit above Marco, I still pretty sure it could one-shot Luffy. Just my opinion. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at Fujitora now. Fujitora has some interesting feats, for sure. I think one feat that's overlooked or not noticed is when Fujitora speed blitzes base / gear second Luffy near the end of Dressrosa. This pick right here is actually very similar, funnily enough, to when Kaido speed blitzes him, as you can see right here. They're very, very similar in the way that they look. Of course, Kaido's is more impressive. He actually physically hit Luffy, and Kaido also did it when Luffy was in Bounce Man. But nonetheless, Fujitora, yeah, he just uses gravity on Luffy when he speed blitzes him here. I'm not sure what the anime shows, but it's kind of irrelevant. We have the manga. But yeah, again, this is just more evidence showing that the Admirals can speed blitz these higher tier characters. I mean, of course, this is base Luffy or gear second Luffy, whatever. But yeah, just an interesting feat for Fujitora. Now, Fujitora is interesting because when it comes to his Devil Fruit, Luffy's a rubber man, right? King of Lightning pointed this out in his video. So yeah, I guess rubble or meteors won't be able to one-shot Luffy, right? Luffy has some really interesting feats when it comes to physicals. So I guess Fujitora cannot do that. However, I don't see why Fujitora doesn't just chop off his head. I mean, Fujitora actually said that. He actually said when he got angry at Luffy, he's like, all right, now you pissed me off. You're gonna get your head chopped off in the next minute. I don't think Fujitora was kidding. I think he really, if he wanted to, he really could speed blitz and chop Luffy's head off. I'm sure his haki's stronger than Luffy's. So I mean, I guess that's all I'll say about that. He could just slash Luffy and kill him or chop his head off. Not much basis to go off there, I'll admit, but hey, I mean, he implied it, so I'm gonna take his word for it. He's a naval admiral. And finally, we have the Red Dog himself, Akainu. So yeah, Akainu can absolutely, he's one-shotting. I think he's one-shotting Luffy with the majority of his attacks. I feel like the attack that he moved to take off half of Whitebeard's head, I think that could one-shot Luffy. I think that lava dog or that magma dog that he shot at Whitebeard, I think that could one-shot Luffy. I think one of those big punches, one of those great eruption-like punches that he did to counter Whitebeard's Quake attacks, I think that could one-shot Luffy. Yeah, I think Akainu, it's pretty obvious Akainu could one-shot Luffy. I don't think I need to go too in-depth with him. Yeah, we have no idea what Green Bull can do. I'm sure he's going to have some weird ability to one-shot Luffy. But I mean, by the end of Wano, I don't think any Emperor Admiral will be able to one-shot Luffy. He'll be much stronger by the end of Wano. Which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe it'll... Well, I'm not going to get into that here. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the whole video. Seems pretty clear to me the Admirals should be able to one-shot current Luffy. I hope you guys understood my explanations, my thoughts. Comment, rate, like the video, and subscribe for more. Thanks.